Most of the time when somebody wants to convince people or a person, you will notice that they tend to force them to accept. Sometimes they will be angry to show their authority over that person so that they can accept. You don't need to do that, because even though you force them or you use your power to oblige them to accept, they will accept. They will go or they will do it, right? But you have not convinced their hearts, meaning that you have failed to the process of conviction. They will not enjoy doing it. They will not do it wholeheartedly. Have you ever had a discussion with someone and the person really gives out everything, but you say, okay, I accept, but you have not convinced me? Comment below and let us know. I have personally found myself in those situations. I was not convinced by my friends and I said, okay, it doesn't matter, I accept, but you have to know that you've not convinced me. I still remember when I was 15 years, one day I wanted something from my father, but I failed to convince him. Although he felt pity on me and gave me what I wanted, but he said that you did not really convince me. So I failed to convince my father. You see, in our current century, it's really difficult to convince people. It's not easy at all. People have become so smart, so intelligent that they don't trust anybody anyhow. But if you are willing to convince them, you can. It's possible. It's all up to you. You just have to put into practice what I'm going to teach you right now. It's your duty to learn and apply it once, twice, thrice, 4 times, and so on and so forth. Now, if you want to convince anybody or a group of people, the number one thing you gotta do is to tell the truth and speak clearly. Tell the truth and speak clearly. You know, scientifically talking, when you tell a lie to convince someone, your face betrays you. Your eyes and your facial gestures can tell your listener that it's a lie, and the person will not be convinced. So you need to tell the truth, the absolute truth, from A to Z, and everything should be clear and significant. The clarity of your message plays a great role in convincing somebody. The way you speak is so important. Don't use words anyhow. Use coherent and adequate words. And don't come back many times to what you've already said. That repetition brings doubts to the person listening. It's tautology. Don't come back many times to what has already been said unless your listener tells you to say that again. And you can repeat, but don't come back many times. Don't look up and down, left and right. Look at the person's eyes. It gives birth to trust and confidence. The person will say in their hearts, I can read confidence in your eyes, so maybe I can trust you. People usually say that Africans don't like the truth. They like people who lie to them. If you tell Africans the truth, they will not believe you. But if you tell them a lie, they will believe you, right? You guys saying this, you may be right, but a man of dignity, a confident person, a man of integrity and respect knows that it is not necessary to lie before he convinces someone. Understand that when you tell a lie, however long it takes, the truth will always be known one day. Just imagine if you are a leader and later on people discover that you lied, right? It will affect your leadership. Shame on you. Just tell the truth and become a trustworthy person. That's all. The number 2 thing that you gotta do in order to convince people is to get much information and knowledge about what you are convincing them to. See, the more you know it, the more information you have about it, the more convincing arguments will come out of your mouth. The more fluent and confident you will sound. The main reason why you are not able to convince people is lack of arguments, lack of information. Now, can you convince someone, for example, to buy a phone that you yourself you don't know, you have never bought it before, you've not used it yet, no information about a phone? Can you? It will be very difficult. Your chances to convince that person will be very low. But when you know the phone very well, you had it before, you used it, you have much information about a product. Easily, you can convince someone to buy it, right? So prepare yourself before convincing anybody. Get as much information and knowledge as possible. Number 3, tell them their profit and their advantages, how it will benefit them. Put them in a state that when they take a second to rethink of what you've been telling them, they feel concerned that they have to go along with you. They have to follow you. They have to do what you are trying to tell them. They have to do what you are convincing them to. That is how you crack people's mind and convince them. You tell them how advantageous it is for them, not for you, but for them. People usually get involved and committed when they understand very well and they see their interest. If you are able to tell me how benefit it will be not only to you but also to me, you have more chances to convince me. That's why you shouldn't be selfish when you want to convince people. Think about their interests and benefits. Make them understand that they need it, that it's important to them. You will see how they will easily flow. And always remember that you are the most convincing person that ever exists on planet Earth. Go ahead, buddy, and convince them.